we are now quickly moving to this next piece of breaking news, an important one that we are getting on CNN News 18, and this concerns the cow vigilante Bajrang Dal member Monu Manesar. Now we are given to understand that Monu Manesar has finally been detained by the Haryana Police. Remember the violence in Nuh, in fact the yatra that was taken out by the VHP and the kind of furor that it generated, how there was stone pelting, how there had been curfew in the Nuh area of Haryana because Monu Manesar had put out a video on social media that he in fact is going to be there, and the retaliation came in from the majority of the Muslim community that stays in Nuh. There was ample amount of violence, and now we are given to understand that after days of the investigation happening, now Monu Manesar has finally been detained by Haryana Police. My colleague Anshul has all the details. Anshul, what can you tell us? Where has he been detained from, and about the questioning as well?
So yes, Monu Manesar, the cow vigilant and a member of the Bajrang Dal, has finally been detained by the Haryana Police. At this point, what we have been told that this detention happened approximately an hour ago from Sector 1 in Manesar. What sources have still not confirmed that if at all it is related to cases in Nuh, because remember the violence that broke out in Nuh on the 31st of July, there was no FIR that was registered against Monu Manesar, be it of hate speech or be it of his presence, because remember what the police had found out in the investigation, that Monu Manesar was not present during the time of violence on the 31st of July. But yes, there were previous cases in which Monu Manesar was involved. One of the cases was in Gurugram itself, and another case was of lynching of Junaid and Nasir, which happened, which case was being investigated by the Rajasthan police. So yes, at this point, what we are trying to confirm as to what was the case due to which Monu Manesar has been arrested. What sources have told us that even though he has been picked up, in all likelihood he will be given to the Rajasthan police regarding the case that happened in February this year, very close to the Nuh district, in fact in Bharatpur area of the Nuh district, where Monu Manesar, there were allegations against Monu Manesar that two people were picked up from their villages and they were burnt in Bhiwani in Haryana itself, which was very close to the Rajasthan border. So yes, what sources, the details are still sketchy, but yes, what details we have managed to pick up is that that Monu Manesar will be handed over to the Rajasthan police. This case is pertaining to the lynching of Junaid and Nasir that happened in February of this year itself.
And anything that we are learning from the Rajasthan authorities and the Haryana authorities, considering this detention was a crucial one, and this case ever since February had been sort of in the lurch ever since the reports came out of the lynching and for the charring of bodies of Nasir and Junaid. It was one of the high profile cases of cow vigilantism, and then Monu of course surfaced in a video on social media that led to the kind of violence. However, like you rightly said, Anshul, no FIR for instigation or violence or sending out hate speeches were really leveled against Monu Manesar, and yet this detention now.
So yes, the Rajasthan police was on a hunt for Monu Manesar. In fact, what sources have been telling us over the past many months, since we have been following up on this entire story, what sources have been telling us that even though whenever the Rajasthan police tries to reach and nab Monu Manesar, there are inputs that he gets and he manages to flee from that spot, and that was the reason why that Monu Manesar was not arrested as yet by the Rajasthan police. But yes, this time around, what we have been told is that the Haryana police themselves went ahead and took this action against Monu Manesar, where he was picked up from a house in Sector 1 in Manesar itself. And now over the next few hours, what we are expecting that he would be handed over to the Rajasthan police, post which we can expect an elaborate investigation to happen as to about the whereabouts of Monu Manesar, because he was an absconder. He was absconding from the summons that had been given to him. So yes, strictest of action would be taken against him, but yet that clarity will come out in the next few minutes as to what were the reasons that Rajasthan police was not able to take Monu Manesar into their custody.
Right, and Anshul, if you can take our viewers through the background of the other case that we are also looking at, considering we have seen ample amount of violence in the Nuh area of Haryana, especially leading up to this VHP Yatra. There was an announcement on social media that was made by Monu Manesar. Is there a likelihood that even if there is a handing over to the Rajasthan police of Monu Manesar, all of those things also are going to be questioned?
Yes, that would be question, but yes, what sources have told within the Haryana Police have told us during the investigation that was being carried out regarding the violence is that there was no case that could be built up against Monu Manesar regarding that violence, because the video that he had even put out, that video does not come under the sketchy definition of hate speech that is being used at this point in time, and also the manner in which the crowd got instigated. Monu Manesar was also not present on the ground to instigate that crowd, and hence no direct case could have been filed against him. The case was filed against Bittu Bajrangi, who was picked up by the Haryana Police. Bittu Bajrangi was present on the spot. Remember, both the videos of both Monu Manesar and Bittu Bajrangi had gone viral just weeks before, in fact days before the yatra was supposed to be taken out on the 31st of July. And since Bittu Bajrangi was present on the spot and his videos were more instigating, and hence he was arrested. But yes, the manner in which Monu Manesar's video went viral, the police felt and the investigators thought that there was nothing that was instigating the people in that video, and hence there was no FIR that was registered against him. So it is very, very unlikely that the Haryana Police might take any sort of action or might even question Monu Manesar regarding his involvement in the Nuh Violence.
Also, Anshul, this particular case that you're talking about, of course, this dates back to February 15th. From then on, Monu Manesar has been absconding after allegedly, kidnapping the two residents of the Gatmika village in Bharatpur village in Rajasthan, Nasir and Junaid. Later, their bodies were found charged in a jeep, and this was near Bhiwani, and hence this case pertained to both Haryana and Rajasthan. We do understand that the Rajasthan police had filed a charge sheet in that particular case. They had named Monu Manesar as an accused, and yet it took so many months to nab him. Any clarity on that? What is the police really saying? What is the authority really saying? Why did Monu Manesar run free despite going out on social media, announcing his presence in rallies like what had happened in Haryana, in Nuh, and yet no nabbing had happened back then? It is only now that it's happening.
Well, definitely, that is a very pertinent question that needs to be asked, and definitely we have been asking for reports from the Haryana Police, and the Rajasthan Police. But yes, the Rajasthan Police had confirmed to us that yes, there were several inputs in which they had gotten about Monu Manesar. But since the law is such that if a police from a different state has to go out and function in a different state, they have to inform the local police and take requisite permissions. And when that information was transmitted to that police, Monu Manesar had links in Haryana Police, through which he always used to flee from the spot before the Rajasthan Police could actually go ahead and nab him. But this time around, the manner in which this entire operation has taken place definitely seems like a coordinated effort of the Rajasthan Police and the Haryana Police, post which the detention of Monu Manesar has happened. What were the exact reasons? What was that coordination? That is something that needs to be seen and that needs to be answered by the Haryana and Rajasthan Police at this point in time.
Right. Anshul, thank you so much for joining us with all the latest. That's a big news that we are picking in at this hour. Monu Manesar, the cow vigilante and a member of the Bajrang Dal, finally been nabbed by the Haryana Police. The detention has happened from Sector 1 in Manesar, and in all probability, he is now going to be handed over to the Rajasthan Police.